Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is The Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome to my show. Well, one of the things that you read about in the papers is the quarantine 15. That's people packing on the pounds during the pandemic. Joining me to talk about that, Dr. Lori Shemek. She's an author and speaker. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Thank you for having me. Nice to be here with everybody today.
Well, I know you talk about inflammation and the dangers of that. Well, during this pandemic, a lot of us were just kind of turning to comfort food and often booze to find some comfort. Those are probably the worst things you could possibly be doing to yourself if you're trying to fortify your body.
Right. Absolutely. That's really well said, because, you know, what's happening here is the low level inflammation that people are walking around with, the underlying health conditions, obesity, even just weight gain, and other health conditions, chronic kidney disease, smoking, etc. These are all causing inflammation in the body. And when you eat foods that are unhealthy, such as refined processed foods like cakes, you know, candies, cookies, snacks, refined processed foods, you're creating inflammation in the body. And this is very detrimental and very toxic to the body. So what you want to do is stop that inflammatory process from happening. And, you know, the big elephant in the room is not, you know, should we wear face masks necessarily? It's, you know, what we're doing to our bodies, because our cells need the nutrition. They need the vitamins and minerals to protect us, to do their job. And so a lot of people are eating foods that are promoting poor gut health, and these refined junk foods that you find, and they are literally feeding the bad gut bugs. So the bad gut bugs, if you have a lot of them, and most of America does, you are causing all sorts of health problems. Our immune system, 90% of our immune system resides within our gut.
And I don't think the media talks enough about inflammation. One of your best-selling books, Fatflammation, is all about the sugars and the stuff.
Right.
I mean, you basically say anything that's white, like the rice,
Yeah.
all the stuff we love to eat,
Yeah.
all that stuff is bad.
It is, and it's, you know, except cauliflower.
Yeah, yeah.
But that is true. You know, you want to make sure that when you choose foods that they are going to enhance and they're going to optimize your immune health, right? And not just now during COVID, during this pandemic, but forever. You know, as long as you're alive, because your immune system is key to everything. It's key to healthy aging. It's key to, protecting you from and the onslaught of what goes on in our day-to-day life. So there are foods that can actually very much protect you and help you boost your immune system right away. So it's not just 10 days down the road, it happens immediately.
Rattle off some of the good ones, and are they tasty? I mean, can you have food that's healthy?
We like
for
dark
you
chocolate, right? So we'll start with that one. Dark chocolate's good for your gut health.
Okay.
It feeds the healthy gut bugs, and it's high in antioxidants and polyphenols that actually help repair damage done by inflammation. And I just have to say before we go on that this type of inflammation that I'm talking about is it's inflammation that is the core underlying cause of most illness, disease, faster aging, and weight gain. Yes, weight gain. So you want to stop the inflammation in the body, and you can do that with omega-3s, and you can find that in, we all know, in wild salmon or any fatty fish is really good, sardines, anchovies, things like that. And then, and for a more therapeutic dose with your doctor's approval, you want to take a fish oil supplement, or if you're a plant-based eater, an algae oil supplement is very good. So you're stopping the inflammatory process within the body, and then you want to repair it with polyphenols. And polyphenols are very dark, nutrient rich fruits and vegetables like blueberries and blackberries. You want also vegetables that are going to promote the master antioxidant in the body, and that would be cruciferous vegetables like cauliflower and cabbage and arugula. These types of vegetables are very nutrient dense, and they promote what's called glutathione in the body, and that's your master antioxidant, which protects your immune system.
Wow. Well, you've gotten the attention of the media both locally and nationally. We've got a clip of you on the doctors, and we're going to roll that right now.
Thank you.
We've been told it was the most important meal of the day. But could the truth be the complete opposite? The doctor's home.
The big breakfast debate.
That's today.
Welcome, everyone. Take a look at these people's weight loss transformation photos. What if I told you they claim to have reshaped their bodies by doing one thing? Skipping breakfast. Celebrities such as Beyonce and Hugh Jackman are all reportedly jumping on the intermittent fasting craze. But is this type of diet healthy or downright dangerous? Meanwhile, many other famous celebs like Justin Timberlake and Jessica Alba have found fitness and a sleek physique, claiming breakfast as their most important meal of the day. Who's confused? You know what I think we should do?
We all are.
Let's have a big breakfast debate.
Yeah.
And join us today in support of fasting and skipping breakfast is cardiologist Dr. Joel Kahn and certified nutritional consultant Lori Shemek. And on the other side of the aisle is their opposition, cardiologist Dr. Nisa Goldberg and nutritionist Robert Ferguson. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you.
And it depends upon the quality of the food, too. It's very important. If you have a nutrient-dense diet, you will absolutely promote fat loss. You're going to protect yourself against type 2 diabetes, and the list goes on. It's a very long list.
That's really cool. Was that fun to be on that show?
It was, yeah. It's really a lot of fun. Yeah, a lot of energy in that room.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about the media, because it seems like every time you turn around, there's a study that contradicts the one that they were talking about yesterday. You know, one day coffee's good for you, the next day it's bad for you. How do people sift through the noise?
Well, the one thing you have to rely on in nutrition are quality studies, quality research, and that includes meta-analysis, randomized control trials. When you have that quality research, and it's very hard with nutrition because it takes a long time, right? So you also have to have, the science, the researchers that are delving into why do the polyphenols in coffee promote optimal health and other foods like that. So very important that we have that done, but also it's important to make sure that when you do your research, that it's with randomized controlled trials, not small cherry-picked little things, right?
Right. Well, do you believe in, there's a lot of talk about the Mediterranean diet, and just a diet that you can stick on. One of the things about dieting is the yo-yo diet syndrome, where it may work for a short period of time, but it's not sustainable. How do you pick a diet that you can live with?
Well, that's exactly what it is. You have to eat in a way that's going to be beneficial for you, optimal for you, protect your cellular health, and tamp down on that inflammation. So I always highly recommend an anti-inflammatory diet, which I've written a lot about. And the Mediterranean diet is a great example of that, because you look at the research behind it, and people are living longer, they're healthier, and the food choices are delicious. So
yes, well, and I would urge you to start following Dr. Lori on Facebook and all the social media platforms. She gives out tips, and we've got one YouTube tip that we're just going to to roll some video. You actually will go out into the stores and give people great advice on how to shop for healthy foods.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's one of the best things that one can do is to absolutely make sure that they know what they're buying. So one of the best things somebody can do, the one thing, is to flip the product over, and if it shows added sugars, even 1 gram, then put it back. If it shows 0 added sugars, then you're good to go. Sugar is inflammatory. It is toxic to the body, and it's not even in moderation. A lot of people think, well, it's fine in moderation, but it isn't, because the body reacts negatively to sugar. And that goes for all types of sugars, because the body is really a chemistry lab.
Well, I can't thank you enough for being on the show, and I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
walking your talk, because so often we hear from experts that they may be overweight themselves, they may not look the part. So thank you for taking
thank
care of your
you.
body
Well,
and
thank
eating your own cooking. So to
Thank
speak.
you.
We're going to put her website up on the screen so you can get in contact with her. DrLoriShemek.com is the website, and feel free to reach out to her. Thanks again for being
Thank
on
you
the show.
for having me. It's an honor. Thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.